What is going on, everybody? Coming back at you live.
Live in effect.
Live in effect. We like the live shows. We get to interact with some people every once in a while.
Yep.
Hey, hope you all having a great Friday. Back at you live. It's Friday.
Live in effect.
Live in effect.
Let me turn that off.
We like the live
we
show.
don't
We get to interact with some
listen to
people
that
every
right
once in a while.
What
we're going to be doing today, we're going to be coming through you with all the upcoming draft information that we have.
Live in
effect. We like the live. We don't get to interact with each team every once in a while. What we're going to be doing today, we're going to be coming through you with all the upcoming draft information that we have.
Live in effect. A lot of good people.
A lot of good people. And one thing too, I'm sure we're going to touch on a lot is the Browns, because the Browns, they're always in this spot. They always have needs, though. How do you always get the number one pick and always have needs?
Because of the Browns.
It's the Browns.
Sorry, Brown fans, but
we
still love you.
Yeah, more power to you.
Yeah.
You guys got a few of them here in the first round.
Yeah.
But we'll start off with the Browns because I think, like I said, for a team that I don't think they're real far off.
No.
I mean, they're not like, yes, they just went winless, and it's hard to say that a winless team is not far off, but they are a quarterback, and I mean, the offensive line was good. It hurts that Joe Thomas went out.
Yeah.
Their defense is young. They're going to be getting better. I mean, they're only a couple pieces away, and if they can get a stud quarterback, things could change quickly.
Well, and again, it just depends on, which direction they're going to look at in the draft. Crowell is one of the, big running backs that we have on our list, that's a free agent. If they can keep him, I know Barkley's out there. Everybody's looking at him, but they really need a QB. So, I guess there's certain situations, if they went, let's just say Kirk Cousins, then they could go Sasquatch.
Sasquatch?
Saskeezy?
Saquon.
Sanquon.
No, there's no N in there. Just Saquon.
Saquon.
That's right.
It's weird, but hey, anyway, he's a great ball player. But, so if the scenario fell that way, they could actually let, Crow go.
Right, that's pretty good.
That rhymes.
That's pretty good.
But they've got a tandem that's pretty good. I mean,
the Duke?
The Duke came on. I mean, he's one of those satellite backs. Nowadays, you got to have that mixture. Look at the Saints. Look at the success that they had. With Kamara and Ingram. So a lot of NFL teams, I think, are gonna follow that format. But either way, like I said, it's many options that they could go. But again, it's the Browns, so we don't know.
It's the Browns.
Yeah.
So we'll go there with the quarterback then, because I mean, I'm not sold 100% on Kaiser.
Yeah.
I mean, Kaiser had some potential flashes throughout the year.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's the answer going forward. Everybody and their mother has Cleveland going quarterback number 1 overall, and majority of them are all Sam Darnold from USC. Is he the next Peyton Manning coming out of college? No. He's decent. But is he going to take the Browns to the next level this year? And I don't see that. To me, the best option the Browns have, they need to go after a free agent quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
Kirk Cousins needs to be a Cleveland Brown. They need to end the stigma of having no quarterback in Cleveland.
Right.
I mean, Kirk Cousins immediately upgrades that team. If they can put some more weapons around him, I mean, they're going to have Josh Gordon and Kirk Cousins.
Oh, my gosh. Man.
All you fantasy players out there, you get Josh Gordon, Kirk Cousins going to make him a stud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to me, the best option is they got a few different needs. I'd go out and get Kirk Cousins, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
I don't think Kurt is against going to Cleveland. Doesn't sound like it, and especially what Jimmy G just got paid.
Right.
Kirk Cousins may end up needing a dump truck.
Possibly.
To cash in his contract.
Yeah.
It's possible.
And, this is a guy that we haven't touched on as of yet, who's probably, I don't know, they could be a 1A, 1B. Drew Brees. A lot of people think, he may not be going anywhere, but you never know. He may want a change of scenery, and it depends on the money. You know what I'm saying? If the Browns say, hey, we're going to pay you X amount of dollars to play for a couple of years, because he still has at least 2 strong years left in him. That is a scenario that could be phenomenal. I mean,
it could be. I think it's highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Highly unlikely. But, I mean, heck, I don't think anybody was expecting what just happened at the NBA trade deadline either.
No.
I mean, the Cavs just shipped everybody off. Nobody saw that coming.
Exactly.
I think, not to get on an NBA rant here, but everybody talked about Kemba Walker being traded for like 2 weeks, and the dude's still in Charlotte, and half the roster in Cleveland is gone. So you never know. Never know. I think Kirk Cousins is a viable option that they can go out and get. They can pay for it. They need to do whatever they can. They just got to kind of cleanse the hands of the quarterback
stigma.
It's disgusting.
Well, they could bring back one of their own, Josh McCown. He could come back.
I mean, I'm not hating on Josh McCown. No. Josh McCown can sling it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting a little old. He's not exactly a young guy anymore.
Right.
But I think anybody's better than Deshaun Kaiser right now. That's a veteran.
Yeah. That he needs time. I mean, the Kaiser. That's what I was going to say.
The Kaiser.
Yeah.
The Kaiser roll.
That's pretty good.
You like that? That's his new nickname.
He has a lot of talent. But he has to, in my opinion, he's got to be tutored. Behind a good veteran, somebody that's going to really bring him along, show him the ins and outs. Especially in the NFL, because he was thrown out into the fire, man, and it's rare that you're gonna find a rookie that can come in and be successful. I mean, Watson did it, but he's special.
There's not a lot of Watsons.
No,
only one Watson. Except for that IBM commercial.
Oh yeah.
That guy's name is Watson.
Sherlock,
that's Holmes.
Wasn't my name Watson though? Anyway,
whatever. Side note. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one. We're gonna be talking about the New York Giants now. New York Giants, another team that they have a few needs, but they're not far away. Yeah. With the change in the coaching staff, you got Odell Beckham coming back. Their offensive line is where they're really struggling. They got to protect Eli. Yeah. He's not mobile by any means.
He looked kind of mobile in that commercial.
Eli. I mean, it was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Very funny.
It was a little awkward at times, but it was funny. But hey,
yeah.
What you can take away from the commercial, Odell Beckham is out there running around and looks good.
Exactly.
That's the more important thing, Odell Beckham. So everybody here is going, a lot of people are going quarterback right here for the Giants.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on them going at quarterback yet. Whether it be Josh Rosen or Sam Darnold, depending on what happens with Cleveland. To me, I'm going to be a little against the grain.
Okay.
If I'm the New York Football Giants and I just said I needed an offensive line, I got it. I know. I'm going and getting Saquon Barkley.
Hey, it's not a bad choice.
That's what I'm doing. He's not. That's their only chance to get him. Yes, I don't think he's their immediate need right there. But who's going to take the backfield in New York?
Well, exactly.
I mean, is it Orleans Darkwa? Is he the future? You know what I mean? And to have Barkley and Odell,
that's pretty tough.
That could be the next version of Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. Maybe. You never know. So, they need the offensive line, but they can get some linemen later in the draft. If somebody like Saquon's sitting there, grab him. It's going to be your only chance to get him, obviously. Otherwise, he's probably going to end up with the Browns at number 4. You really don't want that either, because, what happens? The Browns probably, but if the Browns go out and get Kirk Cousins and Saquon Barkley, that's a huge upgrade, overnight. Day one of the draft, it would be like the Cleveland Browns won the lottery.
Yeah.
So if it's me, and you may feel differently, but I'm going Saquon Barkley number 2. Yeah,
no, I agree. That's the wise decision, that they can look at. Of course, I think that they're still going to probably try to, get another wide receiver in free agency. I don't think Well, they got Shepard. Brandon, I don't think is going to be there. You got a lot of good wide receivers out there. Allen Robinson is a guy that is very, very intriguing, and he, along with Odell, could be pretty dangerous.
That could be
pretty dangerous.
It could be.
So, you got two of the top receivers that I'm looking at right now is Allen Robinson and Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry is an option. These guys are really good friends. They played the same college, so
you never know.
You never know. But again, I agree with you. I think Barkley is probably the first choice. If you're gonna go, you got to snag him in the draft, and then continue to build your pieces. After that. But yeah, I definitely agree. If Cleveland doesn't.
You never know what Cleveland. What is going to happen in Cleveland? Next, we going down to Indy.
Yep.
The non-Josh McDaniels-led Indianapolis Colts, because he just said, "Peace, I'm out," which was kind of, I don't know. There's got to be something to that story that we don't know yet. I highly doubt he agreed to it. Named who his assistants would be, had his assistant sign, and then backed out at the last second just because he's a jerk.
Yeah, I can't see that.
He had to find something out about Andrew Luck's shoulder. Even if he was promised the New England job, he has to be smart enough to know that it's a business, and just because you're promised something doesn't guarantee you a spot.
Right.
I mean, you never know. There's got to be more to that story. I don't get it. I think the Colts are pissed.
Yeah, a little bit.
I thought it was funny how they said, the rivalry was back on. You're the Colts.
Yeah.
They're the Patriots.
Slow roll.
You don't have Peyton Manning anymore. There's not much of a rivalry yet.
Yeah.
They got Jacoby Brissett.
Which is not bad.
Not bad. I mean, give Jacoby some love.
He's not Peyton Manning.
He's not Peyton Manning at all. Not even close. So, to me, the biggest need right now for the Indianapolis Colts is going to be defense, on the defensive side of the ball. They need some pass rushers. I think I could rush the passer in Indy.
Hey, man.
And I'm not even in shape. I could give it a shot, though. Put some pads on me.
Yeah.
I got the belly for it. I mean, I'm a big guy. I can push some people around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I wasn't invited to the combine, nor am I on the draft list. So
Indy, give us a call. We'll come out.
We'll fly up there. Looks cool. Looks like a cool stadium.
Yeah.
I'll go pretend I know what I'm doing for like an hour or so, and I'll be so winded I can't. Anyway, we're getting off it. All right, so the Colts. We're talking about them needing some defensive pass rushers.
Yeah.
To me, you got to go Chubb here. You got Bradley Chubb, defensive end, right here in our home state of North Carolina. You got NC State. Dude is an absolute pass rushing beast. You can't contain him. I mean, he's going to be an immediate upgrade to that defensive line. Get a little bit of the pressure on the quarterback, because I think one of the things the Colts struggle with the most is they couldn't put pressure on the opposing quarterbacks, and they were getting so much time to just pick them apart. They couldn't stop anybody. I don't care who you are. If you're an NFL quarterback and you're given 10 seconds in the pocket or whatever it is, you're going to find somebody that's going to be open.
Oh, yeah.
And that happened a lot.
And, man, that's... Andrew Luck and those guys, man, they need help on that side of the field. Whoever it is, Andrew, Jacoby, doesn't matter, but, you can't continuously have that offense on the field constantly like that. The defense has to help. Look at the two teams in the Super Bowl. Or the Patriots themselves, they progressed as the year went on, and their defense became viable, but that's the thing. You got to have defense to win games. So definitely, Indy needs help.
They need a lot of help.
Yeah,
lots of help in Indy. Anybody willing to help out Indy, give them a call.
Yeah.
And now we're going back. Hey, number 4, going back to Cleveland again. I feel like we just live in the land. The land. It doesn't matter what sport it is. You're always living in the land. There's a lot of sports news in Cleveland, and it's not just LeBron James related.
No.
So we talked about them going quarterback at number 1, whether it's Kirk Cousins, which they get out of free agency and they go somewhere else in the draft. Can't really pinpoint that yet. So if they were to go Sam Darnold at 1, I told them that Barkley wouldn't be there anymore because I think that was what they're counting on for number 4. But I don't think he's going to be there. To me, they're going to have to go defense again, especially if they've already got their quarterback.
Yeah,
they're going to have to roll with the running backs they got because there's nobody else worthy of the 4th round pick at the running back position.
No,
they're going to have to go to defense, and I think their secondary is where they need the help. Right now, I got Minkah Fitzpatrick, defensive back for Alabama. I mean, he played at Alabama. He's got to be good, right?
Bama.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
That's right. No, but I mean, he's got that ability to be a shutdown corner, and they need the help. I mean, they got all kinds of defensive help last year with Garrett and Peppers. They need some more.
Yes.
Still need some more. You know, defense wins championships. Look what the Jags did this year with their defense and their secondary.
Right.
They were killing people just based off of defense. And that's going to be where I think a few teams go here in the future. So for me, you got to shore up that secondary. Minkah Fitzpatrick is where I would go at number 4.
I agree. I mean, you know, they made a mistake, I think, even though, you know, Joe Hayden was, I don't want to say on his last leg, but he was still, you know, a decent back. You know what I mean? So they need to shore up that side of the field. They got some young talent up front. So, yeah, I agree with that. We roll with it.
You roll with it? You know they need some help. So now we're going to go back, number 5, going down to Denver. The Broncos. Broncos have a few needs, quarterback being one of them. And there's rumors coming out that they're talking about moving up to number 1. They want the quarterback. They need a quarterback. And right here is where I think, depending on what happens with Cleveland's number 1 pick, I'm going the opposite of Josh Rosen or Sam Darnold. If Sam Darnold goes number 1, which I'm expecting unless Cousins signs, I think Josh Rosen ends up in Denver. They need a quarterback.
Right.
They need something. I mean, what they got is not going to work. You can't rely on Brock Osweiler and Trevor Siemian and Paxton Lynch and, I mean, dude from Section 312. I mean, they're all about the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They need help, but they need offensive line help too. There's a lot of talk about the guard from Notre Dame, Quentin Nelson, going there, but to me, they gotta do something.
Right. That's true. My thing is, I think, and they could actually go in the draft to get a quarterback. I don't think they're gonna do it to immediately start him. My thought on it is, I think they'll try to go after one of these big name free agents.
That's probably the most likely destination for Kirk Cousins.
Yes. Him, or even, this is intriguing. Okay, Sam Bradford and Case Keenum, both are free agents. And you still got Teddy B. Matter of fact, Teddy B is also. So you got all 3 starters in Minnesota. One of these guys is going to be gone. I can pretty much guarantee that's probably going to happen. And all 3 are viable, man. They veterans. They know. They're not really scrambling quarterbacks. I mean, Teddy used to be, but we're not really sure.
When his knee popped around backwards, kind of limited that.
Man, that was scary. But either of these guys could, help them out if they can't land one of the top 2, which is of course Breeze and Cousins. And again, like you stated before, Breeze more than likely will probably stay in New Orleans and finish his career out there. So if they can't get Kurt, Sam Bradford's not a bad choice.
Look what he did in Minnesota for a week or 2.
Yeah.
He just can't stay healthy.
Yeah, we got to keep him on the field.
But with the weapons they have in Denver with Sanders and Demaryius Thomas, they got some weapons there.
Yeah.
They got some pieces to go out there. A lot of people are kind of hinting around too that Baker Mayfield may be an option here.
Right.
I'm going to say the reason I'm going to say no to that is they went through the whole Tim Tebow experience. And I have nothing against Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
I don't think he was given a fair shot.
I agree.
Personally.
Yeah.
Was he a pocket passing quarterback? No, he's not Tom Brady, but he had his own set of skills.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield's kind of the same way. I think they're looking for the more traditional. They saw what Peyton Manning was, and that's kind of what they want.
Right.
They want somebody who's, capable of leading a team, and he's not gimmicky.
Right. Yeah.
So for me, Baker Mayfield, I can't see him in Denver.
And Elway is old school. You know what I mean? So
Baker Mayfield is not old school.
Exactly.
He is new. He is very much millennial.
They're in millennials.
Dang millennials again. But hey, keep watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
We love you guys.
All right, so now we're going to go down to the New York Jets.
Jets.
I mean,
I didn't say it as fast.
You didn't say it. You were a little bit slower on the Jets. The Jets.
Hey, they're the Jets.
It's the Jets. The Jets, another team that needs a quarterback.
Yep.
Another team that has need at running back, offensive line. They got some needs.
Yeah.
But they're also in a big market. New York is a big market.
Yeah.
They want to sell some tickets because they've been bad for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not bad, but they haven't been great. I mean, they're 5-11. They've been worse.
Yeah, they have.
Now, the aforementioned Baker Mayfield would put some butts in the seats.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of times, I have a feeling there's some teams out there that focus more on putting butts in the seats than the product on the field. And Baker Mayfield is going to get you butts in the seats.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Thousands of them.
Yeah. He's electric, He kind of fits in with that whole style of that organization, the fan base.
He's got the attitude.
Exactly.
I mean, the defense was dancing on the field at one point this year.
Yeah.
It's like, you 5-11. Don't be dancing out there.
Hey.
Have fun with it, but I mean, come on now.
You gotta win.
You gotta win. So for me, Baker Mayfield, the attitude that he has, and don't get me wrong, he has quarterback talent.
Mm-hmm.
He's not just there to sell tickets. I mean, he has the potential to come out and have a great football career.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of liken him to a flashy Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, that's a huge comparison right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got the potential. The Jets have nothing to lose.
No.
I mean, it's the Jets. Get what you can. Have some fun with it. Try to go out. Try to get a free agent or two, and put some weapons around him. I mean, Robbie Anderson.
He's a stud.
He's a stud. Why is he getting in trouble? Come on, Robbie.
Come on, Robbie.
Robbie, this was going to be your year.
Robbie.
Listen here, Robbie.
Come on, bro.
Give us a call. Shoot us an email.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
Exactly.
We'll talk you through it because we were a little bit. We were going to be big on Robbie Anderson this year.
Yeah.
For the fantasy players, Robbie Anderson was going to be a little bit sneaky.
Yeah, you could have got him.
You could have gotten him
a little bit later.
Depending on the league you're in. But man, going out there making stupid mistakes like that. Come on, Robbie. You're better than that, Robbie.
You are.
Okay, this is our Robbie Anderson vent session.
Yeah.
So for us, and I don't know if you're in agreement, Baker Mayfield makes a lot of sense.
I mean,
to
me. It does. And just kind of piggybacking off of that, the whole Robbie Anderson deal. I think it's a lot of free agents out here that they could look at as safety nets, potentially, depending on, like I said, whatever the quarterback situation is. I mean, Sammy Watkins, Lee, Paul Richardson. These are guys that I think that have great talent, and they're not going to be in high demand versus somebody like a Jarvis Landry or Allen Robinson. Like those two off top, there's going to be a lot of teams going to be looking at those guys. But, like I said, some of the lower tier players who can get into a situation or a team and really excel. Terrell Pryor, he's another guy. The whole experiment in Washington didn't quite work, but the dude still got talent. It's undeniable. Not really sure what happened. I mean, I don't know if
I don't even know if he's sure what happened.
Right. I mean, but who knows? I mean, again, like I said, you can't deny the talent. If there was some type of disconnect throughout the season, whatever, if he can get it together, fall on the team, man, like this. Like I said, you got Anderson on one side, you could have Pryor on the other. Special things could happen.
Could happen with ASJ catching passes.
Yeah, I like it. Also, Safari and Jenkins.
That's right, a little ASJ action. All right, next, going down number 7, going to Tampa.
Okay.
You go from preseason.
We ain't eating no W's. What was he doing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We ain't going to do that here, though, because that's weird.
Yeah.
Is that the weirdest pregame celebration ever? Or pregame, what's it called? Motivational speech?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, even his own players are looking at him going,
Jack B, what's up?
What's going on, buddy?
In, baby.
Hey, appreciate the love. Hey, Tampa, so... Okay, they came in preseason, a lot of hype, a lot of talent. Came out and went 5-11. 5-11. That's embarrassing. I mean, for the Tampa Bay Bucs, with all the talent they had, I'm gonna kind of put a little bit of the blame on the running game. I'm gonna say that Doug Martin lost him the season.
Wow.
I'm just gonna blame it on Doug. I'm gonna blame the entire
season.
season. I don't care. Me personally, I'm blaming it all on Doug, just because he's an easy target to blame it all on.
Yeah, but with a name like the Muscle Hamster,
I don't care if his name was Jesus. He didn't do anything in Tampa this year, okay?
Whoa.
I mean, that was, and that's what happened. The defense knew that they didn't have to focus on the run because Doug was going to run into the back of his offensive tackle and fall down.
Yeah.
So they played the pass, and Jameis did nothing but throw interceptions all year.
Yeah.
I mean, Jameis is going to throw interceptions. I don't care how great he is, how much talent he has around him. He is going to throw interceptions. It's part of his nature. He's kind of got a little bit of that Brett Favre in him.
Yeah,
he's a little gunslinger-ish. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to just come to expect that. You just need to have the good outweigh the bad. That's just the way it is. But they have so much talent. They have so much talent. They got great defensive line, great linebackers with Quan Alexander and Levante David, and they got great pieces. They don't have much of a secondary.
Right.
They don't have a whole lot of options.
So my thing is, and again, I know we kind of joked about Doug Martin, but I agree. But look at it like this: if they could maybe get one of these guys, if they can't get anybody out of the draft, say one of these top running backs fall to them, which I doubt Barkley will, you still got guys like LeGarrette Blount. I mean, go back to Tampa. You never know, because I don't think they're gonna. If it was if I was running the Eagles franchise, of course I would rename it the Steelers. But anyway, I would keep that 1-2 combo. With Blount and Ajayi.
So you want to keep Blount, Ajayi?
I would.
Corey Clement.
Ship them off.
And wait for it.
Uh-oh.
Smallwood. Got to get that name into every show.
Yeah.
We put Smallwood in almost every show.
Got to.
Dude's got one of the greatest names in sports.
I don't care if we're talking about golf.
We're talking about Smallwood.
Right.
Smallwood would be like a 3-wood or a 5-wood.
That's pretty sharp.
That's right. Golf knowledge.
Hey, but yeah, so because if you look at it like this, you could give these guys 10, 11 carries apiece, and they could be very effective. Look at the Super Bowl. I mean, they have the talent to wear defenses down. And then you got Wentz back there with the talent he's got around him. Man, they could be special. But if they don't go that route and they decide to let Blount go, why not? Tampa would be a good fit.
It'd be good. I like it. I still like it. I still think the secondary is a little in need. But since you went the free agent route, since that's maybe a possibility, maybe not, I'll go the draft route and say they go with Derwin James. Safety out of Florida State. I mean, that's a way to shore up your secondary. Get you a stud back there as the safety position.
Yeah.
I mean, they got all pros at the other two levels. They need somebody in the secondary.
Yeah.
Derwin James makes a lot of sense there. I mean, be an immediate impact player, somebody that they can rely on day one, that they don't really have to groom very much.
Yeah.
They can kind of just plug him in and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Maybe if the defense is holding teams to lower points, Jameis doesn't feel like he needs to go out there and sling it 50 times a game.
Yeah.
4 or 5 of which go to the opponent.
Yeah, it does.
So that's what we're saying. All right, let's go number 8. Chicago Bears, another 5-11 team.
Yeah.
I mean, Mitch Trubisky looked like he decided to turn it around the second half. They kind of opened up the playbook a little bit for him.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that's what was holding them back earlier in the year. They weren't letting him do anything. He was getting like 8 pass attempts a game.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
And then
crazy. Who throws the ball 8 times a game? John Fox does.
Yes.
Bye, John Fox. It's been real.
Yeah.
Nobody else hire John Fox, please.
When you got the human joystick on your squad, come on.
Tariq Cohen. For those who don't know.
Yes.
Tariq Cohen.
Aggie Pride from here in North Cackalack. For some of y'all don't know, he's a hometown product. But the guy is phenomenal, man. You got to get him out there in some form or fashion. You got to let him play.
form or fashion? Either or?
Either or, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. You're right. But, now that they've kind of opened it up with the new coaching staff there, hopefully they give more to Trubisky. Now they need a playmaker. Because, for all of you diehard football fans, you can answer this question. But if you're not huge into football, tell me one wide receiver in Chicago. Kendall Wright is going to come to people's mind. Mm-hmm. Some people are like, who the heck is Kendall Wright?
Yeah.
And you got Cameron Meredith, who went down with an injury. He should be back. Mm-hmm. Cameron Meredith, possible stud.
Yeah.
And he's shown flashes in the past. Mm-hmm. Him and Trubisky could build a lot of rapport in the offseason and may be great. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that they need somebody there on the other side.
Okay.
They need a big body. He's not really a big body, but he plays big.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back out to Roll Tide again. Going back out to Alabama and putting Mr. Calvin Ridley, wide receiver, in there with Trubisky. Give him a little bit of a weapon. Yes, there are some good late round wide receivers out there, but Ridley is somebody that is NFL ready. I think anybody that comes from Alabama is NFL ready.
Yeah,
unless you're a running back, very few of them work out.
Yeah,
like Trent Richardson.
Hey, he was fantasy relevant for a minute, and
then he was gone.
Yeah,
and then now he's playing in the CFL.
Right.
He played like 4 games in the CFL, something like that. But they need playmakers in Chicago. The defense played great, for most of the season. They need some offensive playmakers, and with Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen in the backfield, if they can get Meredith back. I hated seeing Zach Miller go down at tight end.
Well, that's what.
I hated seeing that. Zach Miller is he's a pro's pro.
Yeah, man.
He's not just a good tight end. He was a good guy, and to see something like that happen to him, right. At least they saved his leg.
Yeah,
which is weird to say because you don't ever talk about saving people's legs. He literally almost lost his leg.
Right.
In
football.
Yeah, that's way more than football. And I remember you and I were sitting there watching that game live when it happened, and even when the replay came out,
it was tough.
I'm glad we hadn't eaten lunch yet because it wasn't as bad as the Gordon Hayward basketball injury.
No.
Or the Isaiah Kanan injury from the Suns a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Same type of injury. It wasn't that bad, but you could tell as soon as he came down, something wasn't right. So they got pieces in Chicago. Great fan base in Chicago.
Yeah, great pizza. So I've heard.
Hot dogs?
I don't know.
They put pickles on their hot dogs there?
Man, that's not. You
don't put pickles on hot dogs.
You don't do that.
You can put other things on hot, but not pickles.
Come on.
I saw something with Jimmy G eating pickles on his hot dogs. He's from Chicago.
It's nasty.
Don't do that.
It's nasty, y'all. But quickly, I would think, like you said when you mentioned about Zach Miller, possibly they could go after one of these big name tight ends. I think that would be a huge piece in that puzzle to go along with Trubisky. You get somebody like a Jimmy Graham, or even Trey Burton. Trey Burton showing a lot of flashes in Philly, and
and with Ertz there, he's not going to get a whole lot of
exactly. So
Trey Burton,
you like that?
I kind of like the Trey Burton one. Come on, give me some on that. Trey Burton, I kind of like the idea of Trey Burton in Chicago. Just gives him another option. You know what I mean? Gives him somebody else there.
You heard it here first at the headlines, baby.
Unless it doesn't work out, and then
doesn't work out.
We never said that.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we're going next down to San Fran.
Okay.
San Fran has like a Fort Knox amount worth of money to spend. Man. They just made Jimmy G the highest paid NFL player in history. In history.
Crazy.
Dude has 10 career starts. He's won all of them.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. And at the end of last year, he looked like the real deal.
Yeah, he did.
And he had nobody to throw it to except for Marquise Goodwin. Like nobody. We follow football like legit. Like our family football.
Yeah.
Family. They're close, but during the season, outside of Marquise Goodwin and Carlos Hyde, there was nobody in San Fran. They were winless before they started Jimmy G, and Jimmy G helped him win out the rest of the season. And he got paid.
He probably could have threw to Terrell and Jerry Rice now.
Did you hear about Jerry Rice?
I heard about that.
Is that real?
I hope not.
Hey, somebody comment below or Do you think that's real? Jerry Rice can't play still, can he? I mean, it's Oakland. I know it's the other side of the bay, but Jerry Rice talking about playing.
He is Jerry Rice, so I don't know.
He's like 80, isn't he?
Nah.
Don't say he's younger, because then I'm going to feel older. He's younger.
Yeah.
I'm older.
Hey, we
getting old.
We already went that route before, so we're not going to ask y'all to...
Don't guess our ages, because it's just getting worse by the day.
Exactly.
Yes, getting worse. You know, sidebar, okay? We're in a huge group on Twitter. Shout out to all of our buddies out there on Twitter.
Yep.
We're in a huge sports writers group, and the other day we got on the topic of who is the oldest in the group. I'm second.
Wow.
It hurt.
So who's first?
I'm not going to tell everybody. But anyway, that was just a sidebar. It hurt my feelings. But I'm over it now because it was a few days ago.
Exactly.
So back to San Francisco. You know, and you know they have needs, just like everybody else does. Wide receiver, obviously, offensive line, DB. They're a little weak at. Yeah. To me, though, and maybe it's just because it's more fun. I can see San Fran being smart in the draft.
Okay.
I can see them going big after free agents to fill their wide receiver needs.
Okay.
I think that they just go with the best available offensive lineman right here. And I'm going with Quentin Nelson out of Notre Dame. They need to make sure that Jimmy G is protected.
Exactly.
I don't care if it's a need or if it's not a need. The best offensive lineman on the board by the time it gets to San Francisco, they need to invest.
Yeah.
That is a lot of money that they just put into one player. You need to make sure that dude never hits the ground.
Maybe even a center.
I don't care who he is. They need the best offensive lineman available. Based off of the picks we've done already, that would put Quentin Nelson there. If it shakes out differently, it don't really matter to me. You need to, you know, I'm not gonna get this name right, so I'm gonna apologize to him if he's watching. Thumbs up if I get it right though. Mike McGlinchey.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The other guy out of Notre Dame, he's a tackle. I mean, either one of those guys, they need to do whatever they can to shore up that offensive line. Whether they re-sign Hyde, whatever they do, offensive line has got to be number one draft-wise for them. This is where I have a feeling that Jarvis Landry can land there. Exactly. I mean, there's been talks of AR-15, Allen Robinson. However, it's probably likely that he gets franchise tagged and stays in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But like we said before, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
But that's what they're going to do. They're going to build the offense through free agency. They're going to build offensive line and everything like that through the draft.
Yeah.
That's mine.
Sullivan, out of the Rams camp, man, he's a free agent. It's a few good ones that they could look at potentially, but we'll see.
Yeah, offensive line has got to be the number one priority. I'm talking like numero uno.
Yeah.
To all of you Spanish speakers out there, number one.
Okay.
¿Qué pasa?
Donde está tu lápiz? That's it. That's all I know.
Okay. No idea where that came from.
Right.
No idea.
Well.
All right, we're going to go down to next we're going to right across the bay.
Uh-oh.
Across the bay to the now Chucky-led,
Man.
Gruden-led Oakland Raiders.
That's going to be...
It's going to be fun. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
It is.
I mean, it's a flashback. It's like deja vu all over again.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they have a lot already. There's not a whole lot that they need. They finished 6-12, had a very down year for what, you know, they wanted or what they were expecting there in Oakland. But, I mean, they need help on defense. Offense-wise, though, well, they got one of the top offensive lines.
Yeah.
I don't know about Marshawn Lynch yet. He may stay. Is Marshawn Lynch, he don't care what anybody else thinks. He's going to do what he wants.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you what Marshawn Lynch is going to do. I would think that he would want to stay to have a little bit of
redemption,
because that's not what they were expecting in Oakland. Remember when he was dancing on the sidelines when everything was going good? I didn't see no dancing in the second half of the season.
No.
There was no dancing. Like, not even like a little shimmy or nothing.
Hey.
hit the thumbs up, and I'll do a big shimmy.
Right.
So yeah, for Oakland, I mean, they need secondary help.
Yeah.
They need linebacker help. Yeah, I'm going to the Georgia. I'm going out to Georgia. I'm going Roquan Smith. Easy for me to say. Roquan Smith.
Right.
Roquan. Right.
Get some of that. Yeah.
I tried to pronounce it right. Listen, I'm not like, one of these guys that announces all these names and gets them all correct.
Right.
I'm not a English major. I'm a football and sports watcher.
That's right, baby.
But hey, I tried. Roquan Smith.
Mm-hmm.
He is John Gruden's type of player. Like, that's what he looks for. He kind of looks for those edgy, gritty, playmakers. Guys with a little bit of attitude.
Yeah.
Roquan Smith has that, and he can fit in right away in Oakland. I mean, an immediate guy that they can take out there right out of training camp, throw him in, upgrade their linebacker core. But I have a feeling this is going to be one of those teams that free agents are going to be interested in.
It's going to be
because of the Gruden factor and the pieces that they already have.
Exactly. And I think, just to follow in that same vein, of course, like I said, they're going to have to bolster that secondary. I'm looking at Malcolm Butler. I think that's a corner. I think that he's well on his way of being out in New England, and he's a veteran. He can still play. He could be a huge asset to that team. So I could see him shifting over to the West Coast and being effective. Who knows? He might even meet his old team in the Super Bowl next year.
I mean, I don't get the whole Malcolm Butler thing from the Super Bowl. I mean, at first it was coming out that he violated team rules and all that kind of stuff, and then he's coming out and saying, "No, I didn't." It's a he said. I can't say he said, she said.
Right.
So it's a he said, he said.
Yeah.
So I don't know what exactly happened, but he's obviously not coming back to New England. And he was he a shutdown corner this year? No, he was not. But he was decent. He deserves to be a starting cornerback in the NFL.
You think anybody that has to battle Antonio Brown on a I don't want to say weekly basis, but you get what I'm saying. They match up quite often. He holds his own every now and again. So
every once in a
while, but it's Antonio Brown. But the point is, he's playing against so much talent in the AFC. There's a lot of good wide receivers out there. So shifting over and that's I think it'd be a huge asset.
Absolutely. Going down next, number 11, the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
They kind of look like an early season dumpster fire.
Yeah.
They kind of seem to, I can't say turn it around after they traded J.J., but all of a sudden Kenyon Drake looked decent, and they were moving the ball. Jarvis Landry had a great year. The Cutler experiment is probably over.
Yes.
Tannehill.
I can't see that.
Tannehill, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they just right now. I think they need multiple things, and whoever they pick at number 11 is not going to turn around their franchise. There's not somebody right there that's going to take them from 6-10 to even 8-8. What I mean? Their defense was atrocious. For me, I'm taking the defensive back out of Iowa, Josh Jackson. He's not going to come out and be Jalen Ramsey. But it gets him pointed in the right direction. It gets him moving in the right direction. I think they have enough pieces on offense to be successful, but they need some more pieces on defense.
Yeah. So I'm going to go on the other end of the ball.
We're not talking about that. That was last episode.
When you talk about balls, this go around.
Check out last week's video, though. We talked about balls.
That's pretty funny. But the QB is going to be a situation because, again, like I said, the Cutler experience is over. Tannehill, he really is not a premier all-star or, all-pro caliber quarterback. It's not a lot in free agency, but, somebody like Case Keenum. And here's my thing. Okay, we don't know what's going on with Nick Foles. He's Super Bowl champion, but Wentz is there. I can't see them.
It's kind of like fantasy sports right here.
Mm-hmm.
If you have two studs, trade them when the value is high.
Exactly.
Now, what can they get for him right this second? Probably a lot for a few of these teams.
Yeah.
But Nick Foles' value will never be higher than it is today.
Right.
Ever.
They could potentially get that pick if they wanted to trade away the number 11 pick or maybe a second-round pick and a couple of players. Then you got a top-tier quarterback to go along if they re-sign Jarvis. The talent is there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the talent in Miami is clearly there. Parker, Stills, they've got weapons, but they just need somebody to throw the ball.
That's kind of a need in football.
That's a huge need.
You got to have somebody to throw it.
You got to.
Throwing it is important. And what?
Or else it wouldn't work.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. We got to have somebody to throw it. Now we're going down number 12 to your favorite team, the Cincinnati Bengals. You love the Bengals.
Hey.
You love the Bengals. We all love the Bengals.
As a fantasy analyst, I have to be, what's the best word I can say, unbiased, so to speak.
But you're going to be biased?
A little bit. Being a Steelers fan, I can't stand him.
Do we need to put an asterisk by this pick?
Quote unquote, yeah. Let's do that.
Did you say quote unquote, yeah? Quote unquote, yeah. For me, the Bengals, another team. Offense is decent. Their defense is decent. I mean, they have enough pieces to win now. They don't need a whole lot.
Right.
I don't know who they're running back. I mean, Joe Mixon.
Maybe.
Joe Mixon has the talent and the potential, but he hasn't done the proving yet.
No.
Can you do the proving?
See.
Do the proving. I mean, I don't even know if that makes sense. But he needs to do the proving.
Yeah, but see, okay, and I think it falls on Marvin a lot. You got to get whoever is going to be your number one back, you're going to have to give him the ball constantly. It is what it is. And he's got the talent, but, they're just not feeding him like they're supposed to. They're going to still pepper in Hill, or they did this past year. And
Gio Bernard.
You know what I mean? So unless there are two solid talents, like we stated before, when you got two good backs, like a Kamara and Ingram, you got to go with one. Feature that one guy. Give him, football. Running back position is a rhythm position. You hear a lot of the greats say that. They got to get in the rhythm. They got to have the ball. Adrian Peterson used to say it all the time. He starts off slow, but you got to give him, continue to feed him the ball. And I think Mixon, like I said, has that talent, but he's not gonna be able to do it with just 11 carries. It ain't gonna work.
That's not gonna cut it. So with that being said, I mean, their offensive line is probably where they need the most help in order to give them more holes to run through, give Andy Dalton some more time. So as far as the draft goes, I'm going back out to the Golden Domers, Notre Dame, and then I'm going to say the name again if he's not the one taken earlier. But Mike McGlinchey, offensive tackle from Notre Dame, probably makes the most sense here for them. Kind of shores up that the offensive line a little bit. Andrew Whitworth, they kind of let him walk out the door. They kind of just said peace. I mean, I don't know why you would do that to somebody who's such a good offensive lineman in the league. They need to take an offensive lineman, and they need to make sure that they take care of the assets they've already invested in. Kind of like the Jimmy G situation. You got to protect Dalton. If you want AJ Green to be successful, you need to protect Dalton.
Yeah.
I mean, if Dalton's under pressure, you kind of take away the ability of AJ a little bit, and you're just kind of handcuffing yourself. So take care of the offensive line. Mac really wants to see the Bengals. He wants them to be like at least 13-3 next year. But yeah, I mean that's where they need to go though, offensive line, for sure. Now, number 13, the Washington Redskins. The Washington Redskins.
Hail to the Redskins.
They did not want to pay Kirk Cousins. They wanted to pay Alex Smith.
makes sense.
They haven't paid him yet because they can't yet, depending on when you're watching this. But they're going to pay Alex Smith, and I don't know what they're going to do with Cousins yet, honestly. I mean, technically, we were talking about all these places where Cousins could go. He is still, today, he's a Redskin.
yeah, exactly.
What if they re-signed him and traded him and got something for him?
That could be smart.
It could be, but then again, you kind of handcuff yourself with putting all that money. What if everybody calls their bluff and says, "Oh, no, thanks."
Right.
That would suck. That's a problem. To me, with the Redskins, the whole Terrell Pryor experiment is probably over. With him being a free agent, he's probably not coming back.
Bye-bye.
I don't know what happened to him, but, with the emergence of Alex Smith now, I mean, look what he did in Kansas City. This gives an immediate boost in my mind to Josh Doxson.
Oh, yeah.
And whoever the tight end is in Washington. Jordan Reed, Vernon Davis, whoever they could possibly get free agent-wise. I mean, that's... Maybe.
Hey.
Maybe. Jimmy Graham to the Redskins wouldn't be bad. I mean, I don't know if it is a huge upgrade over what they got. I mean, Jordan Reed is a stud. He just can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, Jordan Reed is the man twice a year.
Exactly.
But that's about all it is. I mean, the rest of it is just injury after injury after injury.
Yeah.
To me, they need to get after the pass, the opposing quarterback a little bit better. They need to, get a little bit better pass rush. I'm going with Daron Payne, defensive tackle, out of Roll Tide again, out of Alabama. I mean, Daron Payne is a beast. I mean, this is somebody that you have nightmares about. It's somebody that, just creates havoc from the inside of the defensive line. They need the help. Their run defense in last season was absolutely horrible in Washington. They have other needs, but I think this is need number one for them. They got to be able to stop the run. They got to be able to stop something.
Exactly. You can't. These guys stay on the field too long, man.
Yeah, they're tired. They got to make a stop every once in a while.
Right.
So yeah, I'm going defensive tackle out of Auburn. Number 14, the Green Bay Packers, the 7-9 Green Bay Packers, but there is an asterisk next to this one.
Yeah.
Because Aaron Rodgers was not there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on record right now, and I don't know what the date is, but we're not going to say it because this video could be seen anyway.
Exactly.
But I'm going to go on record today, and I'm going to say that Jordy Nelson is a top 5 wide receiver next year. If Rodgers stays healthy.
Right. That's...
it's bold.
It's bold. I can see it.
It's bold, but I mean, for all you fantasy players out there, you need to make sure you take Jordy Nelson. Obviously not super early because he's going to fall because of the year that he had.
Yeah.
But it's going to happen.
Well, it's possible. I mean, my thing is it's so intriguing with that franchise or that team. You got 3 good backs now, and it's possible we're going to have we got a Dilly.
What's up, Dilly?
It's possible it could be a situation where we're going to be having a committee of sorts.
Could Ty go back to wide receiver? They got to keep him healthy.
Yeah.
They got to keep him healthy. They can't go through that again. And have they not had Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams? I would say that Ty probably goes back to running back.
But see, you got to look at, if we go back and remember it, man, the dude had...
Remembering.
Yeah, I wish we had one of those things where you...
Go back in time.
Yeah.
Kind of fade. You're right.
Everybody look,
back in time.
You're going back. But, Montgomery was a top 5 back at one time, fantasy-wise. On Bucs, receiving and rushing, so...
Not Russian?
No, I don't think he is. I think he's American.
Nothing. He's not Russian.
But, again, like I said, he took a lot of hits, agreed. But I don't know if we can contribute all of that to just, Ty. I think the rest of the offense wasn't clicking like it should. So, But anyway,
this is going to be my prediction. I already gave the Jordy one, but I'm going to say that Ty Mont goes back to wide receiver. Randall Cobb gets cut or traded,
right,
to free up that salary room, and Ty slides back into the wide receiver role, and he takes over the slot again. And you got Adams and Jordy on the outside, and then you got Jamal and Aaron Jones running the ball with Aaron Rodgers.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. But what's the most important thing if you have a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers?
Well, you got to protect him.
You got to protect him, and he was not protected last year. Hence the reason he snapped his collarbone in half. Can't let that happen anymore in Green Bay. They need, and I hate this because you know what? No offense, because I mean, look at us. We're like offensive linemen ourselves.
Yeah.
It's boring to keep taking linemen. It's not exciting.
Right.
But right now, they need to take another lineman in Green Bay. They need to go out there and get the offensive guard out of UTEP. Will Hernandez is who I got going to Green Bay.
Right.
They need a lot of help on the offensive line. Just like we've talked about with the other teams, protect your assets. Aaron Rodgers is like asset number one. Don't say it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Hold it in. I cannot censor a live stream.
Sorry, y'all.
I have a censor button on our videos, but I can't censor you live.
Right.
That would be a problem. For all you kids out there, I'm trying to keep it clean.
Yeah, that was
close. We're on the same wavelength. I knew it was coming. Shutting it down.
Yeah.
Shutting it down. Moving on completely. I'm not even going to let him talk about the Packers.
Yes.
We're going to go straight to number 15, and we're going to talk about my hometown.
Okay.
We're going to go talk about the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay.
The Cardinals have many needs. Many needs. Got a new coaching staff.
Yeah.
A lot of guys from the Carolina Panthers headed over there.
Exactly.
We're kind of familiar with them. They got a very defensive-minded coach. They have a lot of defensive playmakers.
Yeah.
And they already have that in Arizona. They got the Patrick Petersons and the Honey Badgers and Dayon Buchanan. I mean, they got people already that can produce. There's one thing that they don't have. They have nobody to throw the football.
That's true.
Like we said earlier, that's a problem. You got to have somebody throwing the football.
Yeah.
You got to have somebody throwing the football. I mean, no Carson Palmer. It hasn't even been said yet what's going to happen with Larry Fitzgerald. Kind of sounds like he's going to play another year. But they have nobody. They have no future there.
No.
At quarterback. And even though I don't think there's somebody that they can draft and plug in day one, one of these free agent quarterbacks that we've been talking about is going to end up in Arizona. And they're going to draft a quarterback to learn under him.
Yeah.
If I had my choice, I don't think it's going to happen anymore, but if I had my choice, I would like to see Case Keenum in Arizona. Case Keenum likes to throw the ball. They got, quick, speedy wide receivers out in Arizona. And Case Keenum, to me, makes a lot of sense. They should have a healthy David Johnson back.
Yes.
The offensive line is iffy. They need help on offensive line.
Yeah.
But listen, this is Fitzgerald's last year. If he plays.
Right.
If he comes back, it's going to be his last season. I know this is off topic, but fantasy-wise, again, Larry Fitzgerald is going to have more targets. I'm going to say he's top 5 targets for the year. They're just going to absolutely pepper him with targets.
Yeah.
Try to get him as many of the records as he can on his last season. Because let's be real, even though the Cardinals have a lot of talent, they're not going to be Super Bowl contenders next year. It's going to be a Cinderella season for them to be any type of contender. So, I mean, they need whatever they can get. They need the best available quarterback out there, whether that is Case Keenum or, I mean, they're not going to, I don't think Cousins wants to go there. I don't think, obviously, Breeze isn't going to go nowhere.
No. You still got
Sam Bradford, maybe. I hope not, because I like the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Josh McCown started with the Cardinals. He came to the Cardinals. I think that was like back in like the Jake Plummer days.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he'd been the quarterback for like 62 years. So I mean, it was a long time ago. But there's options out there.
Yeah.
There's options. I would like to see Case Keenum go to Arizona, but then I can also see them taking the best available quarterback right now. Which out of the ones we haven't named yet, next available one is Josh Allen out of Wyoming. Allen's stock seems to skyrocket and then drop, and then skyrocket and then drop. It's not consistent, but he has the most ability right now of the quarterbacks left on the board. And if they can get a Case Keenum for a year or two and give Josh Allen some time and not have to throw him out there week one, Josh Allen could be, the future in Arizona because they need something.
Yeah. Just quickly, I think what would be intriguing is, there's a few fullbacks out there. Derek Coleman, which that sounds like a old basketball name.
I'm used to him playing for the Nets.
Yeah. But, for the Falcons, if they don't re-sign, you need somebody who can open up some holes for DJ. And that's, typically I know, Arians didn't do a lot of that type of, that style of, running. But can you imagine, David Johnson getting some help coming through the line, and then he gets an open space, man, it would be crazy.
David Johnson, I think, kind of fell off some people's radar because he got injured so early last year.
Yeah.
Don't forget about David Johnson. All these talks about who's the best running back in football, and it's Le'Veon Bell or it's somebody. Listen, David Johnson didn't go nowhere.
No.
His legs didn't get hurt. His wrist got hurt.
Right.
I mean, as long as his wrist is healed and he can hold a football, the dude's game is not going to change. It's not like he tore knee ligaments or anything like that. I mean, the dude is still special, so don't forget about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you imagine if you got someone other than a lineman that can get that first level cleared for him, that tackle. Man, David Johnson open field is scary.
Absolutely. Moving down next, we got number 16, your next favorite team, the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh my gosh.
The Ravens 9-7. I don't know how they finished 9-7. I mean, their offense was atrocious. I mean, Alex Collins was a bright spot later in the season. Mike Wallace disappeared the majority of the season. It was ugly.
Yeah.
It was nothing pretty about it. Joe Flacco was concussed on numerous occasions.
Yeah.
One which we prematurely commented on.
Yeah. Hey, it's funny now.
It's funny.
He's all right.
He's all right now. We didn't know if he was all right at the time.
Right.
But we knew, but we didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Your Steelers bias came out there very quickly.
A little bit, yeah.
That's right. But the Ravens, again, I mean, we just talked about how much Flacco got lit up. I mean, another team that needs help on the offensive line. They need help at wide receiver. They need help at who's their tight end?
Well, Ben Watson is, oh gosh, I don't know, man. Because I mean, I think he's a free agent actually. Yeah, Ben Watson's a free agent. So
I mean, you're gonna bring back one of the old guys. I mean, is
I doubt it. I mean,
Pitta coming back?
I doubt it.
Is Max Williams coming back? Probably not. They need help. There's just not.
What happened to the tight end from Cleveland the year before?
Oh, the guy who lost his job and never got another one. Gary Barnidge. What's going on, Gary?
Hey, Gary.
You still playing football?
Hey.
They need you in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he's out of football, honestly. He had a great year with McCown, and he had a great year in Cleveland.
He did, actually.
I mean, give the dude a chance.
Yeah.
He was a touchdown machine there for a while. But they need playmakers all over the field. Yeah. But they can't protect their quarterback either.
No.
There's no protection.
No.
They don't use protection in Baltimore.
Moving on.
So I'm gonna stick with. I mean, I'm kind of getting on the hang of this offensive lineman stuff. I'm going Connor Williams, offensive tackle of Texas. I mean, they need. I mean, I feel like a broken record. They need help on the offensive line. Alex Collins, Joe Flacco, whoever it is, they need time. I mean, Alex Collins is back there twinkle toes in it or river dancing it as much as he can, and I think he proved a lot of people wrong this year. Alex Collins is not a bad running back.
No.
He's not a bad running back at all, but they need some help on the offensive line. Connor Williams is the next available guy who's, NFL ready to start. To me, that's the best choice for the Ravens, even though it's boring. Yeah. It's just boring. Oh, well. Now we'll go down to number 17. We got the Los Angeles Chargers. Should I call them the Los Angeles Chargers of Anaheim? I don't know. No, I won't. That's kind of like a baseball reference, old school baseball reference.
Oh, yeah.
And never mind. Moving on. We can do that when we're live. We can sidebar whenever we want to.
Exactly.
I don't have to cut a camera. We're just going to be real about it. So the Chargers, they were 9-7 last year. Another team needs help on the offensive line. Does everybody need offensive line? There's nobody. There's not like any teams that don't need offensive line.
Well, it's a couple. Cowboys, Pittsburgh, okay. Oakland's.
You just wanted to say Pittsburgh again.
I did.
You just wanted to have a reason to say Pittsburgh.
But yeah.
A little bad taste in my mouth. Anyway, the Chargers. What about Phillip Rivers? Phillip Rivers is getting old.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have any other options.
Right.
Phillip is getting a little old. I mean, I still think he's got some left.
Mm-hmm.
They need to start thinking about backup quarterbacks. I don't think they do it here at this pick.
Mm-hmm.
The defensive line, to me, Joey Bosa is a stud.
Mm-hmm.
And so is Melvin Ingram. So they got the outside covered. You got the outside, the interior defensive line there.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing but holes.
Weak, yeah,
it's nothing but holes. So I'm going to University of Washington defensive tackle Vita Va. Cool name. If nothing else, you got an awesome. You're like, it's gonna be awesome to see your uniform. Or just Ve. Oy vey. That's who I'm going with. I mean, can you picture that line? I mean, this dude is an interior nightmare, and you're going to have him with Bosa and Ingram. They're going to cause all kinds of havoc on the opposing team's quarterback.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome to see. I mean, the Chargers' defense is in a whole was way improved. A lot of people weren't expecting that this year. So yeah, great, a great pick for me. Another team though that I can kind of see signing somebody.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think they need anybody.
Well,
that's going to put them over make their team way better.
Right.
Because they're not far off. They're close.
And I think Mike Williams, he's going to take us another step, in his progression. But I'm going to tell you somebody that it may be off base or. But
we're going to call it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to call it anyway.
Because we can do that. You know why?
With the headliners, baby.
That's right. And we hit the start streaming button, and we can say whatever we want to say.
Whatever we want.
And whatever you want us to say, we'll say for you.
Yes.
Unless it's bad.
Yeah, we can't do that. YouTube likes to censor. But hey, Terrell Pryor. Boom. Picture that.
You got Terrell Pryor. You got Keenan Allen.
And Mike Williams. Three big receivers.
And Hunter Henry.
Yeah. But I mean that's a nightmare, when it comes to DBs trying to cover those guys. Dude.
They're like a combined 30 feet tall. They're huge. I mean, Keenan's not a huge guy. He plays bigger than he is.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's kind of got that edginess, that attitude.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of like it. And you know what you could do with that? You could put Williams and Pryor on the outside.
Yeah.
Turn the quicker Keenan Allen. Put him in the slot.
Yeah. Ooh-wee.
Keenan Allen would destroy people in the slot.
I'm telling you.
I like that.
Hey, baby.
I like that. Terrell Pryor, you need to go to the Chargers.
That's right.
Comment below if you disagree with that. Yeah. We would love to debate it with you because he just came up with it right now.
Because we're master debaters.
Anyway, I don't even know where I left off at. We're going to move on, though, because now we're down to number 18.
18, baby.
Going to Seattle.
Yes.
With the Seahizzles.
Hey, well,
they need an offensive line.
Without a doubt.
They are horrible.
They're going to have to, from one end of the spectrum to the next, O-line for about 5 rounds.
Yes.
I mean, really.
But you know what I'm going to do?
You going opposite of that.
They need an offensive line horrendously.
Okay.
But you know what else they need?
Talk to me.
It's something they don't need, but it's just somebody I want them to take.
What was that?
I feel like I've done nothing but linemen.
Yeah.
I'm sick of just doing linemen.
Okay.
I'm going to go with who I think is the number 1 wide receiver in the draft. I'm going to go to SMU and take Cortland Sutton.
Okay. That's different.
It's different. Because Russell, as much as he needs an offensive line, I think Seattle is still can you call it a preferred destination for free agents? I mean, they got Dwayne Brown from Texas, and he was in Texas, the Texans. I think they could build up their offensive line later in the draft and through free agency, and they need to go out there. Paul Richardson showed flashes. Doug Baldwin is still Doug Baldwin.
Yeah.
But they need some more, and especially if they do lose Jimmy Graham, they need some more playmakers. And even though they need the offensive line dramatically, I don't think that the Seahawks can pass up somebody like Cortland Sutton and let somebody in these later picks get him.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of more of a get it so they don't, because it's still something that they need, if that makes any sense.
Right. That's not a bad
you can disagree if you don't like it.
No.
If you want to go offensive line.
Well, no. I'm looking more of, again, like I said, if Jimmy Graham does not resign, Russell, he likes the tight end quite a bit. So you gotta try to come up with a contingency plan, and I don't know, man. It's a few guys out there that are intriguing. Again, like I said, the aforementioned Trey Burton, I think is a good fit. Beyond that, yeah. As far as free agency is concerned, Tyler Eifert, but he can't stay healthy.
I don't think he has a back anymore.
Yeah, that's.
He's got one, but I don't think it's functional.
Yeah.
It's just more like literal. It's like figurative. He's got like a figurative spine.
Yeah.
It's not literal anymore. Getting all English major on you.
Right. But no, I like Trey Burton quite a bit, and I think he would be a good addition, to that franchise.
So even though they need an offensive line outrageously, we building their offensive weapons.
Hey, exactly.
That's right. But you know what? Pete Carroll's crazy enough to do stuff like that. Pete Carroll don't care.
Pete Carroll don't care, man.
He threw the ball on the 1 yard line with Marshawn Lynch. What makes you think he cares?
Yeah.
He don't care. He will get somebody exciting.
He gives no, you know what?
Yep, he don't care. All right, now we're going down number 19. America's favorite Dallas Cowboys, the 9-7 Dallas Cowboys. I'm pretty sure I saw the other day that Jason Witten just turned 64-ish. So tight end is an issue-ish. I mean, I can't really say it's an issue. Is Jason Witten a huge loss? As a player, he's a true pros pro type of guy, but I mean, production-wise, I don't think it hurts the Cowboys. Too much. They got a lot of weapons. They got a great offensive line. They got their quarterback. They got their running back. I don't know if they're going to keep Dez. I mean, if they don't, they're going to need some wide receiver help. I don't think they have enough of wide receiver. The Beazles can't do it all.
No.
Is Beazles going to be there? I think Beazles is still there.
Yeah, he's still there.
Beazles is going to be all they got.
Yeah.
But to me, what I think makes the most sense, because there's not a lot of, at this point in the draft, surefire bet wide receivers. At this point in the first round still, there's still some guys decently that you can get later on that you don't need to spend such an early pick on.
Yeah.
I'm going to add to my defensive line here on the inside. I mean, they got the Taco. They got Taco.
Yeah.
And they got DeMarcus Lawrence on the outsides. It's kind of like the similar version of the Chargers. They need somebody there on the inside, though. So I'm going to the University of Michigan. Maurice Hurst is who I would be going here. That gives them a dominant defensive front.
Yeah,
dominant. And if Sean Lee stays healthy in the secondary, or in the linebacker side, I mean, they're decent on defense. Defense was not their overwhelming,
No, that wasn't the problem.
The problem is, as soon as Zeke got suspended, everybody knew that they weren't going to pound the rock 30 times a game, and they started dropping back into pressure, and the next thing you know, Dak couldn't find anybody open because Dez can't separate anymore.
No, but then that kind of alludes to...
Does that mean that Dez has separation anxiety?
A little bit.
He's scared of separation.
I
Just go ahead and you can avoid it. I know, it's okay. It sounded better in my head when I said it.
Hey. I think
we've been live streaming for an hour and 15 minutes.
Hey.
I'm getting parched.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's all right.
We're gonna rapid fire here, but Mike Wallace, to kind of go the tag, along with that, I think he could be. He's a free agent out there that could potentially help the Cowboys. Somebody that they can go over top of the defense. He's quick. He needs a starring role, so to speak. And if they don't re-sign Diaz, or they need a compliment, Wallace would be a good one.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I can see them building that through free agency, shoring up the defensive stuff in the draft. Mm-hmm. Next, we go number 20 to the Matt Patricia-led Detroit Lions. Mm-hmm. He shaved his beard. He looks
weird.
It just doesn't look right. Mm-hmm. I need the backwards hat and the lumberjack beard.
Yeah.
That's Matt Patricia. This guy was like clean cut. I'm like, you're in Detroit. They don't care if you got a beard.
Nah, man.
People in Detroit got beards too.
That's the D, man. That's what they call it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Going down to the D. Y'all YouTube that. That's a funny video. It is
literally?
Yeah, it really is.
All right, go check it out. I'd say I'd put the link below, but I'm not going to. I'd just be lying to you, and then I don't want to lie. So, yeah, the Detroit Lions, they need help rushing the passer also. They don't have any edge rush presence.
That's pretty good.
That's a good edge rush. Put that down on paper. Edge rush presence.
I like it.
So I'm I'm going with Marcus Davenport here. Is he going to make them elite? No. Mm-hmm. But he's going to give them somebody on the opposite side of Ziggy Ansah. Mm-hmm. It's a fun name to say, Ziggy Ansah. That's going to, because teams are just avoiding that side of the field. That's all they're doing, is they're just running away from there, avoiding them altogether. Mm-hmm. They're shifting the lines the opposite way, taking them out of the game plan. They need somebody on the other side that can kind of put a presence out there to where it keeps the offense honest. Yeah. And he's the best available right there. The other option, and to me, I think these guys go back to back in one way or the other. And I am not going to get this name right. 100% not going to get it right. But Obadiah Okoronkwo out of Oklahoma, defensive end. Also, one of these guys is going to Detroit to shore up their defensive line, and not to skip you to go to the next one, but the other one's going to pick 21 to Buffalo. It's going to happen one way or the other. Which one goes to which? I think Buffalo's just going to take whichever one Detroit doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, they both need help rushing the passer.
Yeah.
Absolutely rushing the passer. And Obadiah Okoronkwo.
Say that fast.
I can't even say it slow. Much less say it fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, both these teams need help rushing the passer tremendously. Lions on offense, they could be pretty good.
Could be intriguing, man.
Is Kenny Galladay gets another year under his belt?
Exactly.
Could be scary. Like some Kenny Galladay this coming up year.
Yeah.
Kenny Galladay, Golden Tate, Marvin, Eric Ebron. Oh, man. Wow. For like 4 weeks a season, Eric Ebron is awesome. Matt Stafford. Their running back situation will kind of need to be addressed at some point, just because I don't know if Abdullah Oblongata and Riddick are the answer, or Dwayne Washington or Zach Zenner or whoever else you want to throw in there.
Right.
But they're a pass first team anyway with Matthew Stafford, who's going to throw it 40 to 50 times. So I don't think they really care about their running back situation too much. I mean, and look at what Patricia coming from New England. Were they committed to one running back?
No.
Not going to be committed to one in the D, as you would say, either. So yeah, that's where we're going for Detroit. Buffalo. Again, like I said, they need a pass rusher with the best of them. And if it's not Obi-Wan Kenobi, it'll be Marcus Davenport, one or the other. But they both need some help.
Yeah.
Buffalo needs a lot of help. I love, I grew so much respect this year for Bills Mafia. Can I get a thumbs up for the Bills Mafia? Those are some fans in Buffalo.
Yeah.
I've always watched football, like, for a while. I won't give you how many years because it will date me.
Yeah.
But this was the first time that I've ever really paid attention to Buffalo. I mean, I remember the whole Don Beebe days and Jim Kelly days and stuff like that. But the new age Bills,
man,
Lord, you guys are fanatics. I want to go to a game in Buffalo.
Man, that would be
Can somebody hook us up with some Buffalo tickets?
Yeah.
We will wear Bills jerseys. Somebody will have to provide the jerseys because we don't have one, but we will wear them because we do not, want to insult you guys. Because
by no means,
we met so many.
Right.
I mean, can you say that out of all the people we met between Twitter and YouTube, Buffalo Bills were by far the number one fan base that interacted back with us?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We talked to. I feel like everybody I talked to is a Bills fan this year.
Yeah.
And that's before they surprised people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So. Yeah, Buffalo, much love to Buffalo. But your team's going to need some help next year.
Need some help, yeah.
You're going to need some help. I don't know what you're going to do at quarterback now. I don't think you know what you're going to do at quarterback now. You need some linebacker help. You need some defensive, interior defensive line help. You need some linebacker help. You need help.
Yeah.
But you know what? You needed help in the preseason too. And a lot of people wrote you all off, us included. I remember talking about the Bills tanking.
Yeah.
Before the season even started. So I'm going to write the Bills off now.
No.
Not writing y'all off.
Not yet.
But you need some help. So I'm going to go back to Roll Tide with a linebacker out of Alabama, Rashaan Evans, is going to be the best player available. You need linebacker help. It's another one of these guys who's just a piece to the puzzle. He's not going to take you to the Super Bowl, but he's another piece of the puzzle that they can plug in, NFL ready to go week one. He's got great instincts. He's a quick, athletic linebacker that can make plays, and that's what Buffalo needs is some playmakers.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, losing or when you lost Sammy, I don't know what the deal with Kelvin Benjamin, but. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, it just didn't work out. I mean, technically that you guys got Tyrod next year. As of right now, he's still signed for another year. Yeah. I know you may not be happy about that. But Tyrod isn't horrible. And depending where some of these other free agent or quarterbacks go, he's going to be better than what else is out there. Tyrod for another year does not break my heart in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Give him an off season. Give him some receivers. Whether it's Benjamin or Zay Jones or whatever, just give him a Shady's going to be there getting 20, 25 touches a game. You guys aren't going to win the Super Bowl, but you can be decent again.
Yeah.
You guys finished 10-6 and nobody thought that was going to happen. So, Rashaan Evans, just another piece of the puzzle. Be patient. The better times are coming, and you were 10-6, so that's a good thing.
Only go up.
That's right. Now we're going number 23 with the surprise or not surprise Los Angeles Rams.
LA Rams, baby.
The McVay-led Rams, who turned my preseason laughing stock of Jared Goff. Totally proved me wrong on him last year. Todd Gurley looked like the rookie year. Todd Gurley touching the ball 30 times a game. Everybody's took control in LA, number one offense in football. And don't touch the offense in LA. Let them go. Don't touch them. Just be content with it. Start building the defense a little bit more. You had the number one rated player, Pro Football Focus, and Aaron Donald on your defensive line. Yeah. You got quick guys at your linebacker position. Let's work on the secondary. I'm going Denzel Ward out of Ohio State. Great guy for them to put in their secondary. Start him week one. Dude is a stud. They allowed 71 yards per game to number one wide receivers last year. They need something to slow that down. Denzel Ward is the guy.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, that's you got to start on that side of the field. It wouldn't be bad to maybe look at a cornerback or a safety here and there because like I said, LaMarcus Joyner, he's a free agent, so it depends on if they're going to re-sign him. Hopefully they will, but if they don't, they're going to have to shore up
Yep. But I think we agree they need to go to the defensive side of the ball.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, now we're going to stay here at home. Hometown Carolina Panthers. They finished 11-5 last year, going 24th overall. They traded away Kelvin Benjamin, so they need some help.
Yes.
They need some receivers. They don't have much after Honey Funches of Oats. Hey, it was our first Honey Funches of Oats of 2018.
Yeah. Yes.
We use that a lot, and a lot of people use that a lot last year. So Honey Funches of Oats needs some help. So we're going James Washington, the wide receiver out of Oklahoma State. You've all probably been seeing his videos on YouTube here lately. Dude is a stud.
Yeah.
He is a stud. And if you got him with Funches and McCaffrey,
man,
we don't know about Curtis Samuel yet, the extent of his injury and how quickly he'll be back. But man, he's going to be a stud for sure. So I'm staying on the offensive side of the ball for the Carolina Panthers, going Mr. James Washington.
All right.
You have anything else to say?
Well, the only thing I can think of since we're staying with the wide receivers is Sammy Watkins is out there. He's a free agent. I really can't see the Rams re-signing him. They've already got enough talent, you know.
They didn't use him last year hardly.
Exactly. And so, you know, being in Carolina, you know, I could see him and Cam hooking up. You know, it's a good combo.
Whoa.
Well, hey, don't care what you guys doing off the field, but you know what I mean. But I think he's still a big-time receiver. And that's, you know, Cam needs, you know, a target like that. Somebody, you know, Ted Ginn, you know, he's fine, he's fast, you know what I mean? But, and again, like Honey Fudge's host, but they need another star caliber receiver. And if, like I said, if they don't go in the draft and get someone, I think Sam Watkins might be a good target.
Yep, absolutely. So we're moving on, number 25, going down to Tennessee Titans. Guys finished 9-7 last year, and you need some pass rushing on the outside. You need some linebacker help. Malik Jefferson, the linebacker out of Texas, would be who I pick right here for Tennessee. Another athletic linebacker, able to drop into pass coverage. Tennessee's defense was impressive. I mean, they weren't horrible last year. They had a little bit of an attitude. They held their own.
Yeah.
They held their own. They weren't, you know, a pushover by any means. And somebody like Malik Jefferson kind of slowly pushes that needle, you know, to the positive for the defense and shores up that linebacking crew for a few years. So, to me, it's a smart play.
I think for me, I'd look at possibly Deion Lewis. Deion Lewis, I think, is, you know, a situation. He's, of course, a free agent, and I don't know what's going to happen in New England.
Does anybody know what's happening in New England?
Exactly. But he would be a good asset because I think they're going to move forward, move beyond the, the Henry and
You right over there?
DeMarco situation. So they probably can get someone, you know, to help, like a satellite back, someone they can give, you know, Henry 20 carries. Then Deion Lewis can kind of help, you know, keep the defense honest. So someone like that would be intriguing. Something
to shore up, give Henry a little bit of a competition push. All right, so now we're going number 26 down to Atlanta, down in the A.
In the A, baby.
The ATL, not the D. We're going to the A.
Yeah. Hey, I like it.
It makes off the top of my head. So Atlanta, you know, 2 years ago, let it go in the Super Bowl. Last year, went down to 10-6 without Shanahan, you know, calling the plays. But again, I mean, to me, they have all the pieces they already need. They got the Julio and the Freeman and Coleman and Matt Ryan. They need to protect him now because Matt Ryan doesn't have a whole lot of time to get the ball to Julio.
Right.
Julio had a little bit of a case of the drops, but I can see that changing. I mean, it's Julio Jones.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they need to protect these guys, though. They need to make sure these holes are opened up for Freeman. He's a stud running back. I mean, he's inside the top 5 easily. I'm going to say he's close to top 3-ish, just because the dude he's so explosive. So I'm going out to Georgia, taking offensive guard Isaiah Wynn. I know it's not sexy, but listen, when you got all those studs on one side of the ball, protect them and let them go. Let it go. I stopped. I held it. I held back. Can't hold it back anymore, though.
Oh.
All right. Sorry, I had to. I got a little girl. Woo. She was like downstairs, and she's probably watching it, so I had to sing it.
That's pretty good.
That's right. So yeah, as far as the Falcons go, protect the guys you got. Your defense has a lot of young studs on it. Don't touch the defense right yet. Protect your offensive playmakers and roll on two.
Yeah.
As we'd like to say.
Exactly.
What about number 7, the New Orleans Saints?
Yeah. Oh, man. Again, like I said, the whole situation with Drew Brees.
He's got to be priority 1, right?
Got to be. So they're going to have to shore that position up. I mean, I cannot see no reason why they would want to move beyond that or, past Drew, especially the way they played this year. They had a very successful season. They finished 11-5. I mean, a lot of people didn't expect him to even play that well. Got a lot of great talent. Michael Thomas, Willie Snead.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't used a lot because he was hurt, early in the season. So that's number one priority. Sign Breeze, and then really don't touch anything.
Breezes.
Yeah.
Call him Breezes from now on.
Yeah.
King of the Drews. Sorry. It was the first thing that came to my mind.
Hey, what about this?
I would go. Don't say it, because I'm going to say it. The return of Jimmy Graham.
Yeah. Come on, baby. You got to give me something.
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting here thinking. I said, you're talking about a landing spot for Jimmy Graham. We've mentioned a few teams in the past. What if he goes back to New Orleans?
Wow. Holy
Jimmy Graham, Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
You got Brandon Coleman, and I don't know what's going on with Slick Willie.
Hey.
You know what I mean? But you got Ingram, and then you got Kamara, and you get Breeze back. The family's all back together again. Why not invite Jimmy Graham back to the party?
Welcome back. You remember that show?
No, I'm not that old.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
but no, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that would be go back home to New Orleans, Jimmy Graham.
I like it.
Welcome back, Jimmy.
I like it.
But as far as the draft goes, because that has nothing to do with the draft, the only section I think that they really need to touch this early in the draft is going to be their linebacking core. I'm going with Tremaine Edmonds, linebacker out of Virginia Tech. He's versatile. I mean, he's quick. He can drop into coverage. He can stop the run. I mean, he's just an overall solid linebacker. They don't need a whole lot. Look at that defense in New Orleans last year. They were much, much improved.
Yep.
And this only gives them one extra piece. You know what I mean? Their offense is crazy. The defense looked great, especially with Lattimore. I mean, that one team had the offensive and defensive rookie of the year with Lattimore and Kamara. I mean, they got tons of pieces and a lot going for them. If they sign Jimmy Graham, shore up their linebacking, level, wow.
Crazy.
Saints going to be good next year. Saints going to be real good. What about number 28? I'll let you start off with number 28 because it's your boys
Who's that?
in Pittsburgh, the Berg.
Still City, still the nation. Blitzburg, Sixburg. I mean, I can go on and on, but
we're gonna be glad that you didn't.
Yeah, but hey,
thumbs up if you're glad he's done talking about it.
Oh, thumbs up.
No.
But look, check it out though. My thing is, they need to look towards the future for Big Ben. Number one, because let's say number one.
They got the rocket scientist.
Yeah, I mean, I like the kid. He's very smart. But hey, that doesn't have anything to do with throwing the football. But again, nothing against I like him. He's an excellent person, great human being. But again, we're looking at winning football games, and I don't think they want to go in that direction futuristically. So you're gonna have to look towards the leadership of that team being the quarterback. We've always Steeler Nation has always had, decent, if not great quarterbacks. And to go along with what we have, offensive-wise, which leads me to the other point about, need 1A, 1B, Le'Veon Bell. You got to make sure he's happy, satisfied, all that good stuff, and we got to re-sign him. Then, hey, we got one of the best offenses in the league. The Killer Bees, baby. Antonio Brown, Bryant, Juju.
I like Juju. He's the only one that I like.
He's funny, man. Did you see the picture with him?
I did. And if this wasn't a family-oriented channel, I would show you the picture right now.
Right.
But I can't because the finger's involved.
Yes.
So just Google it.
Yeah, just Google Juju's picture with a
Patriots fan. It is amazing.
Awesome.
It's awesome. Now, to me, leaning off that point, you're talking about making Bell happy, right?
Yeah.
Well, Bell wants a lot of money.
Yeah.
He wants a ton of money. I don't know if he deserves as much as he wants, but he wants a lot. He wants to make two people's salaries. He wants to be paid as a wide receiver and a running back combined.
Right.
So, to me, yes, Joe Hayden was a huge help to them last year, but Joe Hayden's scheduled to make $11.9 million, and that's a problem next year. If they want to keep paying all these guys, to me, the best thing that the Steelers can do is cut bait on Joe Hayden, draft a rookie, and take that money and turn around and pay Le'Veon Bell with it.
Agreed.
So to me, I'm going to Auburn, Carlton Davis. I'm not going to do the Carlton dance from the old school Fresh Prince of Bel-Air because the screen's too small. If we were farther back, I'd give it to y'all.
That would be.
I would do it.
At a later date, we gotta see that.
Maybe. I would do it. So, yeah, Carlton Davis gives them, a solid DB that they could cut bait on Joe Hayden and save the money, pay Bell. That's what I'm doing. All right, 29, Saxonville. Had a great year. Defense out of this world.
Yeah.
I mean, crazy defense. But they need some help on offense because their offense is inconsistent. They got Leonard Fournette. He's going to be a stud. Blake Bortles. He wasn't horrible.
No.
I mean, he was horrible to start, and then he was okay, and then he was really good, and then he went back to being okay again. They just need some more weapons, though. I think if they can franchise tag Allen Robinson, that'll help. But they need a tight end.
Yeah.
They got no tight ends. They got nothing out there. Mercedes Lewis is way old. Way old. I remember drafting him. I remember drafting him in fantasy 15 years ago.
Wow.
That happened. So I'm going to go out to South Dakota State.
Okay.
Dallas Goddard. Or Godert. Or Godert.
Yeah.
Dallas. I'm just going to call him DG.
Exactly.
I'm going to call him DG. That's who I got going to Saxonville. He's the best available tight end in the draft. They need a tight end. They got the receivers already.
Yeah.
They don't need any help, running the ball. They're set. All they need is a tight end. And with what's left and available, he's the best option. A big body tight end, athletic, and he can run block a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's important when you've got Leonard Fournette running the football.
Yeah, and to kind of springboard off that, need at that position, free agency wise, you're looking at, other than the top two that we were talking about earlier, like Jimmy Graham and Eifert, even Trey Burton, but you look at somebody like ASJ, he's intriguing. He's a veteran. He's a big target, and that's somebody else that can actually, fall back as an extra lineman, to shore up. Like I said, Fournette only needs just a tad bit of room. I mean, he's a beast.
And then he'll make the rest of the room himself.
Exactly. So.
That's right. All right, number 30, the Darlings, the Minnesota Vikings, coming in there 13-3 with 3 free agent quarterbacks.
Wow.
3. But you know what? They got so many weapons there in Minnesota with a great defense already. That's going to be an ideal spot for one of these free agent quarterbacks that are out there.
Yep.
They'll end up signing somebody. They're not going to draft a quarterback to start for them week 1. Unless something crazy happens and somebody falls, which is not going to happen in number 30. But neither here nor there.
Right.
They're going to pick up a quarterback through free agency. But they need some help on the offensive line also. They need help at the tackle and the guard position. Best available player left on the board right now is Billy Price, guard out of Ohio State. Even though their offensive line was improved, which you saw by, Dalvin Cook early in this year, and even Latavius Murray and Jerick McKinnon later in the year.
Yeah.
I mean, that team gets Dalvin Cook back.
Yeah, and potentially maybe losing McKinnon. He is a free agent, so it just depends on which way they lean towards. If they go more Latavius and Cook, either way, they got a stellar running back core.
Yep. So yeah, offensive line's where I'm going, staying. They'll look elsewhere for other pieces through free agency, but this is what they need in the draft. Get a nice young stud offensive lineman and protect Dalvin Cook and give him some holes. Yep. Next, going number 31. I like that it's not number 32 this year, and that's the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
I would think that they need a quarterback, but they're not going to get one now. I don't see one at 31 that they're going to take. So, it's weird. I mean, the whole Patriot situation is weird because they've They've lost, they haven't lost. There's rumors that Gronk is retiring.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to say that's not a crazy notion. I can literally see Gronk retiring and move into more of a WWE, Hollywood type role like The Rock.
Yeah.
He's got that kind of personality where he would be successful at it and make more money.
Yeah, I can see him doing more fun type movies, those college quote-unquote movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's literally like a college student stuck in an adult's body.
Exactly.
It's just the way it is. He's capped at like 18, 19.
Serious acting roles.
No.
He's not winning any Oscars.
No. But he may suplex somebody on WWE.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's already showed up at live shows and pay-per-views before for them, and they've already talked about it. Yeah. Ronda Rousey's in the WWE now. Why not Gronk?
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, she signed in the WWE.
Intriguing.
Go figure. You never know. Anyway, back to the draft. It's New England. They're going to do some crazy stuff in the offseason. I'm sure they'll end up signing some free agents. They need a quarterback. They're not going to get one here. So I'm going to say that they're going to go with linebacker Harold Landry.
Okay.
Harold.
Old Harold.
Old Harold out of Boston College. He's a great pass rusher. Yeah. And that's one of the options they need. That's something that they need to do is get some pressure on the opposing team's quarterback so they don't have time to pick them apart. Mm-hmm. You look at what's available now, Harold Landry, best available linebacker out of Boston College, and they'll rush the pass with whatever side he's on at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But outside of that, you just predicting what the Patriots are going to do is like rolling dice. You have no idea.
None.
I don't think they have any idea. So yeah, number 32 though, the world champion, Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles. Never said that before.
Exactly.
And if any of y'all saw Jason Kelsey's parade speech, it was intense. It kind of scared me a little bit. Kind of made me want to run through a brick wall. But I mean, that's Philly. That's like the Philly persona right there. He did a great job at it. Another team, they got tons and tons of talent at all positions on both sides of the field. There's not like one area where they are severely lacking. So I'm going to keep it on the defensive side of the football. I'm going to go with defensive tackle Tavon Bryan out of Florida. Like I said, the Eagles are stacked.
Yeah.
They're not looking for somebody to plug in week one and give them a chance to win. They already have the chance to win. You know what I mean? He's just a great piece that they could put on the defensive line, shore up the inside of the line, and make them more stacked.
Hey,
Philly going to be good for a while.
Philly's going to be nice, man. Really.
All you Philly fans, I know y'all get a little crazy at times, but your Eagles are going to be good for a while.
Yeah.
Unless major injuries happen.
Exactly. That was going to be my point. Barring injury, they're going to be top-notch at every position. Again, that may be one of those situations where they may need to try to think about re-signing Trey Burton, just for the simple fact that...
In case Ertz gets hurt.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Ertz gets hurt.
Hurting Ertz.
Exactly. When love hurts.
It hurts. Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, those are our 32 picks. That's the first round. That's what we got. It was good getting out here with you guys. If you got any questions, make sure you're commenting below. We'll for sure get back to you. We answer all of our comments. Good talking to you guys again.
Yeah.
It's almost baseball season. The Blue Jays hat has made an appearance.
It's coming, baby.
It's coming. So, hey, it was good talking to you guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate all the support. Hit us up on Twitter. We got our handle right there at the bottom of the screen. Hit us up. Real active on Twitter. We'll be talking to you guys later, though. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Talk to you later. Bye.
Peace.